There's still such a toxic, negative political narrative out there about migration. And I think what we have to do is invert that toxic narrative. The fact of the matter is, it is entirely possible to construct the type of management, the type of administration of migration, which is, I know it's a cliche, a high road win-win-win. A win for the migrant worker themselves, a win for the receiving countries, a win for the sending countries. And we have all of the frameworks, all of the principles, all of the ideas to make that happen.
Still now, today, there are people who are being hired and they need to abide by the highest levels of fairness and ethical recruitment. And that's why, from our side, to conclude, we will go on working very closely with the ILO, but above all, with all the social partners, both employers, organized labor, and civil society in general, to make sure that the pandemic does not destroy what has been achieved, and even managing the pandemic, we stick to the human rights-centered approach. Thank you.
Women constitute a large proportion of migrant workers overall, but they also predominantly will end up working in sectors that are traditionally low paid and where they might be, their vulnerabilities might be increased through their gender in the first place. As we all know, women in workplaces can be subject to particular forms of discrimination or even violence and assault, and they might just find it even more difficult than their male counterparts to assert their rights.
I'm keen to see the results of our poll and what our 2,600 participants have said. So I'm going to pull up the poll results now, and let's just look at what some of those responses have been. Now, let's remember, the first question was, the issue of fair recruitment is receiving increased global attention. What is your view of progress in ensuring fair, ethical, and responsible recruitment globally? And an overwhelming 80%, 79% of our participants are saying there is some progress, but still much more is needed. And of course, this speaks to the relevance of the conversation that we're having here today.